Also catch us on Wednesdays in January 2022, by the way. On Wednesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. for the LifeWire Bible study. And yes, Tisdale.
I should have known. I should have known.
You can also catch us on Saturdays here on the bachelornews.airtime.pro at 5 o'clock p.m. We are on the radio. Okay, we're on the radio. So catch us at 5 o'clock. And on Sundays at 7 o'clock a.m. on the same station, the bachelornews.airtime.pro. And look, and then while you listening and getting ready, you can come on to 2902, okay? So let's give it up to our favorite place to worship, Maximize the Life Family Worship Center. So y'all,
I got to clap.
So last week we started something. I told y'all that God had given me had put in not my comments, but in my memories, a video that I did on October the 22nd, 2019, and it was called I Am Therefore It Is. And I'll put the link in there for those who didn't get to listen to the last episode. Please sure you go back. I'm just going to do a brief review and then we're going to go right into it, okay? So, like I said, it was based on a video that I had seen on YouTube by Eric Thomas, said Set Free by the Dream. And he was talking about how we tend to let our dreams go because we have allowed situations or we have allowed ourselves to not believe in what our dream is. We say, we can't accomplish it and everything like that. And so he, at the end of the motivational speech, he had everybody stand on their feet and say, I am, therefore it is. So it literally was saying that whatever you say I am, and then whatever comes in that dot, it is. And so we got to talking last week and we were saying that, the I am can be either positive or negative. Right. So if you're doing the negative, what you're doing is you're sitting there setting yourself up with agreeing to whatever is negative you saying. Right. So that's the therefore it is part. But if you set up with those things that are positive, you set forth those things and say what God is saying about you, what the word is saying about you, right, then therefore it is. It has no other choice but to obey what you say. And so the statement, the motto, the keynote, I would say, for all of this that God gave me, it was, in order to declare I am, I must identify what my purpose is, acknowledge God's will for my life, and then move in my call, in my gifts, and in my talents. And of course, breaking down the I am, I was identified. We talked about how it means to establish or indicate who or what someone or something is, and associate someone closely with or regard to someone as having strong links with, right? And then that's when we talked about Psalms 139:14. And there was some other scriptures. And then we went into acknowledge, which means to accept or admit the existence or truth of such thing as a body of opinion. Recognize the fact or importance or quality of. And we went back, then we started talking about Proverbs 3:6, right? And we broke down that scripture and pretty much saying that it says, in all your ways, know and acknowledge and recognize him, and he will make your path straight and smooth. Mm-hmm. And which meant for me, what God was saying was that I have more than one path. Right. And as long as I acknowledge him, as long as I recognize who he is, then he's going to make all the paths that he has me on completely smooth. And the obstacles that he's going to get out the way includes myself. He will move me out the way. Right. So we're going to go into, speaking of move. Today, we're going to end off the show with the M, the I of the I am. And it's move. Yes, move. Move means to go or pass to another place or in a certain direction with a continuous motion. To proceed forward a certain state or condition. To become transformed during play. To keep pace. To start away from some point or place. To change one's residence or location. I feel happy. I'm starting to feel happy, Daryl. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling that. Can I read that last definition again?
Read the last part. Read it live from Facebook and podcast, man.
Read that last definition. That last definition.
Read the last one for me.
Says to change one's residence or location. I felt that one. To carry on one's life or activities in a specific environment. To change position or posture. To take action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop there before I make myself too
she got
happy.
All the moves and change and everything. It's been going on.
When I tell you, y'all.
Sure.
So, you probably like, LaTasha, those are a lot of definitions. That is a lot of definitions. But when it's time, after I'm gonna use me.
We'll use us.
We'll use us, okay.
Yeah, we'll use us because we had a lot.
Last week I talked about how God had to make me identify with my purpose. I try to identify myself in everything else. I try to find my identity in things that wasn't of God or things that was what I thought was important or what made me feel validated. Matter of fact, right before we got on here, someone did a TikTok asking, where do you find your validation? Do you find it more in men or more in women? If you, as far as getting comments and stuff, compliments and things. And for me at the time, it was for whoever gave it to me.
Yeah. Like
whoever showed the genuine, showed genuine, I don't want to say concern, but or whatever you want to call it, or interest in me.
Pretty much, they put up like a like or a heart, then that kind of like interest.
Right, and if they
keep it high.
Keeping it high. If they gave me some kind of nod that, approval of what I was or who I am or whatever and what I was doing, then that at that point in time, that validated me. Mm-hmm. And I have to take it a step further. We keep it hot on here, right? Keep it honest, open, and transparent.
That's how we do it.
So not only did I find validation in compliments, I also found validation with stretching myself thin.
Right.
And what you probably like, LaTasha, what do you mean? As long as I was helping everybody, as long as everybody's needs was getting met, as long as I felt that I was doing my part and making sure other people wasn't stressed out and fine and they were fine and stuff, I found validation in serving. But the problem with that was I was stretching myself so thin and making myself stressed out and overwhelmed when I really didn't have to be. Right. Like I was helping people that really didn't need the help. They just if all I did was, this is how you do it, and then let them try it on their own, or even try to let them figure it out on their own. Things like that. I could have been straight. However, that wasn't me. The validation came from, you said to me, LaTasha, I don't know, I need to send this email to Pookie and them. Okay, then I'll do it. What you wanted to say? Right. Mind you, you said I need to send the email. Not me, not I as in me. You need to send the email. But because I was like, well, you need it, I took it as, well, let me find a way to help them. And so I did the email for them. Or they might say, I need to write this letter, but I don't know how. Well, I know how to write a letter. Tell me what you want me to say. And next thing you know, this email turned into this letter that turned into doing this and that and the third.
It turned into a big old paragraph in a book.
Right. And then it turns into, well, anytime you need me, I need to be at your beck and call kind of thing. And I'm like, well, I got something I need to do, and I didn't know the power of a no. I didn't try to stand on the no. And so therefore I identified myself in not saying no, being the go-getter and being the gopher and just doing whatever, whenever and somebody else needed it. Right? Mm-hmm. Now I had to acknowledge that I was making myself thin. Was that a hard acknowledgement? It was. I had to have other people to help me acknowledge that part of me. Right. They had to show me that you are making yourself stretch thin. Yes, your heart is not that your heart is in a bad place. Your heart is in a great place when you help. However, you put so much on your plate that you forget what's on it and you're dropping balls everywhere. And so I had to come to that acknowledgement. Was it hard? Yes, y'all. It was very hard to acknowledge that where I'm thinking I'm being a help, I'm actually was being a hindrance. When I'm actually trying to, when I think I'm doing okay, or I'm handling my business, or I'm handling business, I'm actually not. Or I'm half-stepping. Because I'm trying to pull from 800 strings at one time. Or I'm trying to pick from, like, you ever see think about it, Thanksgiving was just a few days ago, right? So you sit there at Thanksgiving dinner, you go in the kitchen, you see the buffet of food, right? There's plenty of food. And you're at your family's house. You're not house hopping, or whatever. You decide to stay at one particular house. Or y'all chilling for the day. But you got all this plethora of food. You're going to be there for a while. But what do, y'all? We all do it. We get a plate. We get plates, right? Or a plate. Maybe they had a big plate or something, right? And literally pile on every little thing as we could on this one plate.
Small
right?
Plate.
Right. We got all the food from the whole buffet line on this plate. We do this even when it ain't Thanksgiving. Yeah. We go to buffet restaurants. We try to get everything on the buffet. Not realizing it's a buffet. It's all you can eat. Therefore, that means you can go back and get more. Once you pay the price or once you enter the door, Lou, I felt that. I feel it. Once you have entered the door, it's all you can eat. It's all access. Right. You just all you got to do is eat what you want, come back again. We don't do that. We don't take that in consideration. No. We pile it on, and then now we're at the table, and we're sitting there trying to eat. We start eating, and then we realize our belly is saying, okay, I'm getting full.
I can't do this no more.
I can't do this. And it's like, it's too much. And what the old folks say, your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Yeah.
And so, and it's literally, you're sitting there with your plate, and you're like, okay, let me eat this. And then you eat this, and you literally start going around nibbling at everything. You're not just going to eat the turkey. You're not just going to eat the dressing. You're not just going to eat the yams. You're going to eat every pieces from everything. And you keep doing that. And then all of a sudden you get full and you get overwhelmed. And you're like, but I got to clean my plate. I want another plate. But your stomach says, no. I can't take no more food in. Please stop. And you're like, no, it's Thanksgiving. It's a buffet. I got to eat. I got to get my money's worth. And you're sitting there overwhelming your body, right? It's the same thing when it comes to tasks and situations and things like that. I was doing that to myself. I would go through the door of service, of being a servant. And it's an all-access buffet of being a servant, right? And instead of picking and choosing at the right time who to serve and who could wait, or maybe somebody else get that. Maybe it's not my day to eat fried chicken. Right. Maybe it's Daryl, it's your day to eat the fried chicken. I'm going to over here and eat the hibachi. That's what I'm eating today. You can have fried chicken.